Hello, and a very warm welcome back to my dear listeners. Presenting to you today a story from the pages of writer Hemendra Kumar Roy's The Terror at Vishalgarh. Vishalgarh, once upon a time, was considered a free state. But as time passed, it went into the hands of the British. Yet, the people of Vishalgarh, even today, consider its king as independent and fear and respect him equally. The king of Vishalgarh, Raja Rudra Pratap Singh. Vishalgarh, a kingdom nestled in the Vindhya range of mountains in central India. A kingdom without any modernity about it. Surrounded by a garland of mountains on all sides, deep, dense jungles, and only dry, barren land in some places. The only sounds that come are from the dry leaves of the jungles and thousands of birds which seem to inhabit them. And as the evening shadows descend, the skies are ruled by black clouds of bats flying in armies. The shrill, harsh calls of owls and the roars of wild animals deep in the jungles. Only a single path through those jungles lead to the fort. No one really knew how old this fort was, but that it had borne the ravages of time was clearly visible. And the fort looked cursed. Through its stone walls crept out thin branches of the peepal and banyan trees, like ghostly hands out to strangle you. The people of Vishalgarh knew their king to be a very rich man, but the poor condition of the fort belied this fact. Many a strange tale was known about him too. But before I narrate those, I will tell you my story. What I saw there, what I heard, what I experienced, the horror, the terror, and none of it a fairy tale because I saw it with my own eyes. I am Binoy, an attorney by profession. One day, our office received a letter from the king of Vishalgarh that he was interested in buying land on the outskirts of Kolkata with a sprawling farmhouse. But along with this wish of his was a strange condition. The farmhouse would have to be very old and dilapidated. How peculiar a request this was. My boss sent for me. Binoy, looks like this king is crazy, but whatever it is, that shouldn't be our concern. A client is a client, as long as we get our fees. What do you say? You're right, sir, I replied. Very well then. Coincidentally, we have just the right kind of farmhouse that the king is looking for. It's a little away from the city, on the Barrackpore trunk road. A totally dilapidated farmhouse, and many say it's haunted by ghosts. What? Haunted by ghosts? But, sir, is this right? I mean, he has asked for a dilapidated old farmhouse, yes, but would he be interested in a haunted one? Don't worry about that, Binoy. We will give him this information. But all that later. Now, Vishalgarh is a place in central India. Have you heard of it? No, sir, I don't even know where it is. Never mind that. I shall give you the location and directions to reach the place. You will go to Vishalgarh and meet him. I have already exchanged letters with the king, and he has assured me that my representative will be picked up and taken to his fort. Bina, you will leave for Vishalgarh tomorrow. I travelled by train the next morning to the station nearest to Vishalgarh. Once there, I got to know that the fort was another 50 miles from there. There was a letter waiting for me at the station cabin. It was from the king. Dear Binay Babu, I hope you had a pleasant journey. My fort is a little away from where you are currently, but that is not a problem. A bullock cart will take you to a place called Ponchogram. That place has a guest house where you may stay till evening. And then my personal horse carriage will bring you to my palace. Signed, Rudra Pratap. I reached Ponchogram and finding the guest house was easy. The place had a few other guests only. The owner was an old widow who welcomed me gracefully. Who are you, sir? My name is Binoy. I am from Kolkata and I am visiting the fort of Vishalgarh. The lady was taken aback. You will go to the palace? But why? To meet the king. He has sent for me. I noticed that a shadow descended on the lady's face. Raja Bahadur has sent for you? You mean Raja Rudra Pratap? Yes, the king himself. Who else? But it seems that you are disturbed with this news, madam. May I know the reason? The widow recovered quickly and said hastily, Oh, no, there is no reason. You will be here till evening. Let me show you your room. During lunch, a gentleman staying at the guest house came up to me. May I ask you a question, sir? I heard you are going to the Vishalgarh palace? Yes, you heard right. Sir, have you visited that place earlier? Do you know Raja Rudra Pratap personally? No, I haven't visited earlier and I do not know their king personally. The man remained silent for a few seconds and then said, It's around 30 miles from here. How will you reach there? The king will be sending his horse carriage for me. I see. Another guest, sitting a little away from us, suddenly said, Today is the no moon day and it's Saturday too. And you will be travelling after dark, sir. I looked at the man. Is there any problem with the moon tonight and Saturday? Aren't these things common? I mean, a no moon day? I saw the rest of the guests in the dining room were looking at me curiously. The man who had been talking to me leaned closer and in a low voice said, Sir, do you know what the people of this place believe? That road which you have to take to reach the palace goes through dense jungles. And on a no moon night, and coincidentally being Saturday, night creatures descend upon the jungles. It is scary. Sir, in a jungle at night, it's night creatures who descend. That's normal. Creatures of the jungle, tigers, bears, foxes, they are the night creatures, right? The man shook his head. No, sir. I'm not talking about bears and tigers. People believe they are spirits. Sorry, but I don't believe in ghosts and spirits. I don't believe they exist. And even if they do, they have no form, no body. They can do no harm. From the far corner of the room, a man asked, Sir, have you heard of ghosts with a body? No, I haven't, and I do not wish to know about them either. I stood up and left the dining hall. well aware of the eyes of the guests following me. I went back to my room and lay down for a nap. But try as I might, sleep evaded me. What that man had said was disturbing. What was a ghost with a body? And why were people so worried about my traveling at night? Was something wrong? Vishalgarh and the mysterious name of Raja Rudra Pratap Singh. Who is he? A lone road that Binoy must travel to reach the palace. A no-moon night. What peril will it bring? Stay tuned as I return soon with a spine-chilling episode